You know what's going on, y'all? Vibes, y'all know what it is. You know what I'm saying? For real, my co-host, the lovely Rebecca is in the house. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, back?
What's up? What's up? What's up, Mark? Happy Monday.
Yeah, no doubt, no
You
doubt,
know,
no doubt. Summer coming to an end. Mother Nature's taking it out on the city of brotherly love with the heat wave. It's hard to believe we got a heat wave going on, but it's 95. It was 95 degrees. Right now, I think it's about 84 with the humidity. So it's still very hot.
yeah, that's crazy. Here in North Carolina is the same way. I was like, where all this summer come
I'm
from?
like, come
It's
on,
no.
September is next week. I mean, this week. It's not
Well,
even
I
next
mean,
week. It's this week.
well, technically it's in 2 days, but but usually, so my birthday's October 2nd. So usually here it's still warm for my birthday.
Okay.
So I'm not too surprised. But we did have like a really hot summer, not a
Right.
hot girl, summer, just a hot summer.
All
And
right.
then it got
So,
cool for like a week and a half, and everybody was like, "Wait a second."
okay.
And then they got hot again. So I'm just hoping that it's still warm enough on my birthday where I can go outside and do something because I
All right. So
I
you
hate
so
winter
so on your
birthdays.
birthday, you can actually like eat outside. Like go to a
Yeah,
restaurant. They got
that's
the outdoor dining and all of that.
oh yeah, they still do the truck the food trucks, and you usually here they have like food truck Friday or black food truck Friday.
Okay.
They'll do that. They will have outside events. Last year, I went to a wine festival for my birthday. That was outside. It was hot as hell. I had on a
Wow.
shirt and some jeans, and I was sweating. So yeah, it was super hot.
Man, October 2nd is still hot.
Yes,
That's
it
crazy.
is.
Wow. Okay.
It's good. Facebook user. I think that might be TT. What's up? What's up? What's
Hey,
up?
what
What's up?
up? What up? What up?
What's everybody out there listening and watching? We appreciate y'all.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. All right, Becca, we got to get right into it. You know what I'm saying? What we starting off with first?
I don't know. I'm following you.
All right,
We know what we ending with. That's why I got on my honorary
all right, right,
Brooklyn.
right. All right,
Becca's
let's start.
building today.
Let's start with Nicki Minaj. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been hearing about her like all week now, right? For
Mm,
good and bad reasons. You know what I'm saying?
pretty much.
So, you know what I'm saying? I got to give her congratulations. You know, she got the Video Vanguard Award from MTV
Yes, she
yesterday.
did. One time
Um,
for Nicki Minaj and her
yeah,
Vanguard
no doubt. You
boy.
know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Nicki.
And Nicki over the years has done some very creative videos. You know,
You
some
think
thought went
so?
into it. It wasn't just a background and she's rapping. You know, it was more into it than that. I always appreciate when an artist does that. You know what I'm saying? Tries to give a visual with the song. A lot of artists do not do that.
I can't let you get that off, Mark.
No, moment for
I
life.
can't
Think
let you
about
get
moment
that
for
off.
think
Nicki
about moment for
Minaj
life.
ain't do nothing new. She did not do nothing new
Well,
before
I
the
didn't see
Nicki
the last
Minaj
video.
and
I don't know what she
Brooklyn.
did on the last. But I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean, for you think about some of that joints, moment for life. I like that. You know what I'm saying? The joint she did with Lil Wayne, where she had the green hair or whatever, and it was like the rock star joint. I thought that was cool. And a couple others, you know what I mean, that I thought was all right. So I was just like, man, um, I'm like compared to what they come out with now, I'm just like, yeah, seriously, some people really just got a background. You know what I'm saying? A background, and they rapping on a car. And that's it. That's about as good as you gonna get. So that's wild. So,
I
congrats
guess.
to Nikki. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, congrats to her. I mean,
Yeah,
she's been in the music business for a while. So
yeah,
yeah, she's done some things on her own, separate to still in Little Kim's whole style. So okay, we'll give her
yeah.
that.
That definitely happened. You know what I'm
Outside of
saying?
stealing Little Kim's entire
Yeah,
persona,
we
she
cannot let
did
her
do
off the
some
hook for
things
that. And
on some.
also, here's another thing, you know what I'm saying? The fandom, right? The Barbs came for Missy Elliott. I'm like, Missy Elliott, you mean icon Missy Elliott? You mean Missy Elliott whose music still plays anywhere you party today, Missy Elliott?
But why did they come for her?
Well, they here's what this is the Barb's thinking, right? See, they said they came for her because they thought she was throwing shade at Nicki, even though she didn't mention her by name. She didn't reference any of her work or anything like that. They just
Mm.
got this scheme in their head that, oh yeah, whatever she talking about, we think she talking about Nicki. You know what I'm saying? Then they were just
But
like,
what did she
yo,
say though? What did Missy Elliott say to make people think that?
um, I think yeah, I'm saying she was just talking about, like the difference between like hits and what I'm saying, it's some records that like go number one or whatever, right? Or they
Hmm.
chart really well, but they're not like timeless hits. Which she's right. Just because your song goes number one doesn't mean they're gonna play it 20 years from now or even 10 years from now. You
Yep,
know what I'm saying?
he's right.
So Missy was really speaking on just timeless music, right? And they thought that was a shot at Nicki's record, which is currently number one, Super Freaky Girl, or I think that's the name of it. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Hmm. Hmm.
But anyway, I mean, like I said, catchy song, not great though. I was just I'm surprised this is like a number one record for her because I've heard better from her, at least in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But it's danceable, you know what I mean? And I guess, you know what I'm saying? I'm just not one of my favorite records, but it ended up going number one anyway. But this is why the Barb's was mad, and then they were just like, "You, well, Missy, where your number one record?" Blah 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 blah, and I'm like, "Barb's, chill out." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this song, you know what I mean? For as you age in the next 10 years or whatever, they're not going to be rushing to play this song. You know what I mean? At anything you go to, they're just not.
Well, plus the Barb's. A lot of Nicki Minaj fans are young anyway. They're young girls that don't know nothing about a Missy Elliott. Okay, before there was a Nicki Minaj, there was a Missy Elliott. Okay, Missy Elliott, Little Kim. You put them two together, you might get a Nicki Minaj if you mix it up in a blender right away. Okay, it's clear that a lot of the Barb's are not true music fans if they
They're not.
come from Missy like that. Missy Elliott was way before everybody even knew what a Nicki Minaj was. Okay, we even talking about not. I know we mentioned Little Kim a lot in reference to Nicki Minaj, but Nicki Minaj, although she's been in the business a long time, there's been people in the business longer than her. She has gotten her style from a mixture of people before her, Missy
True.
Elliott, Little Kim included. So for people to come for Missy in regards to what she's saying about Nicki, what she was asking was a true question. What's the difference between a song that you like, that you still listen to in your living room versus an actual hit? And for them to ask Missy what she think a hit is, are you serious? We're talking about Missy Elliott. Like you
Yeah.
can clearly see that they didn't know who they was talking to, because if
But
they knew
see,
anything about Missy Elliott, they would not ever say out their mouth that she don't know what a hit is. She makes the hits, she writes the hits,
right.
produces
Absolutely.
the hits. Like get out of here.
I mean, my whole thing, and not just with the Barb's, with a lot of different fan bases, is that the one thing is just like, yo, y'all always try to comfort people or whatever, right? But the artist like doesn't correct the fan base. Like clearly, this was an attack. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Nikki, yeah, I mean, I mean, she catches wind of everything else. Just, yo, Barb's, chill out. Like, you know, I mean, I think that was the appropriate thing to do, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, but she's not gonna do that because she likes the press. Because there's nothing else going on in Nicki Minaj's life. So if you look at what she's been doing lately, it's been going back and forth or saying certain things about other things as other people that's in the business, whether it be good or bad. So
Hmm.
Nicki doesn't really have, outside of her new song "Super Freaky Girl," which they tried to compare to "Super Duper Fly," which is not even a comparison. Let's get that out of here.
Right.
Um, like they tried it. They're basically saying Nikki's not going to say, "Hey y'all, don't do that to Missy Elliott. That's Missy Elliott." Maybe she'll come back later and say it after they've already went for Missy. But Missy
Hmm.
still, she had like a pretty classy clapback. Like I'm not even
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah. I
Nicki.
mean,
I'm trying to be
she handled
real.
that with grace. Like,
Yeah,
I give her
because
that.
because that's the same award that Missy got last year, right?
Yep.
So that's probably why they're saying, okay, Missy might be doing something a little bit shady because I got this award last year. But let's think about it. This is what I mean with the stupidity of some of these people. And I'm a big Beyonce fan. I'm part of the Beehive, and I get what people are saying about the Beehive, the Navy in regards to Rihanna, the Barb's in regards to Nicki Minaj. When
Hmm.
you are I'm a big Jay Z fan. You see, I'm rocking my Jay Z shirt. So
Right.
when you talk about a real diehard fan of an artist, you're gonna defend that artist the best way you can. But Missy got that same award last year for a
Hmm.
reason. Check her catalog. Like
Yeah,
anybody coming from Missy Elliott is stupid. Obviously, don't know music. Cause stop it.
I agree. Yeah, I mean,
They can
well,
Google Missy Elliott and see what
right.
she's about? Like, come
I,
on.
I definitely agree with that. All right,
What's up,
so
Rika?
I mean, what up, Rika? You know what I'm saying? So we got to move on. And this story to me was bizarre, but we got to talk about it. And we're talking about Lizzo. Now, I'm gonna say like this, right? Lizzo, and Becca, you and me, been on this screen, and we talk about some of the ridiculous things she's done and to draw attention to herself and everything like that.
Yep.
This is really the first time I'm going to side with Lizzo because this was really like unprovoked. Like she didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Ari Spears, he basically said she was, in lack of a better word, the shit face emoji. That's what she looked like. Like I'm like, like to me, I'm just like, it wasn't even part of a joke. Like he just said it. I'm like, well, I understand you're a comedian, but like, I'm not laughing, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? All you did was just like, yo, she looked like this emoji. Ha ha ha. Like, what's funny about that?
Well, Ari Spears is a shit face emoji. That's what he looks like. He obviously is another person that is not doing anything with his career, not doing anything with his life. So I'm not even sure why he was being interviewed. Like, what does he got going on, or what does he have to say about anything happening in the music business or entertainment business to give his point? Nobody sat and said we should ask Ari Spears what he thinks about pop culture. I don't even know why he's being interviewed, but
Mm,
he did what Ari Spears has done in the past, which he is doing again this time, is speaking about something that has nothing to do with him,
mm,
speaking about it negatively, then trying to throw himself in the mix as an excuse as to why he can talk about it. Like saying that Lizzo looks like the shit emoji, and then coming back to say he also looks like the shit emoji. He thinks in his mind gives him the right to say that. And that's what a lot of people and yes, I have been critical of Lizzo as well. And I'm not going to stop being critical of Lizzo because I got a brain, I have an opinion, I can say what the fuck I want. But this one, I would say, is unprovoked. But
mm-hmm.
then she did the same shit that we've been criticizing her about. Go to
Yeah,
the VMAs, looking crazy, getting talked about, winning an award, saying something crazy about her haters for her acceptance speech. She's again doing the same thing that she does not, getting the attention that she does not want.
right.
She said it's like saying her acceptance speech for her award was, "I'm not going to address the haters because I'm winning." Guess what, Lizzo? You just addressed the haters by saying that.
That's exactly what I was
Stupidly.
going to say.
Stupid. So if you're not
Right,
going to address the haters, then don't address the haters. Don't tell the hater, I'm not addressing you. That is giving the hater exactly what they want to be addressed by you. This is
right.
what I keep saying about the counterproductive shit that she does. Her outfit looked crazy, and she knew it.
It did.
She looked like Ursula, like she was about to take Ariel's voice. She looked like Ursula. And I'm not trying to be funny. That's the first thing that came to my mind
Right,
when I seen her. And then people are going to talk about her outfit. She's not gonna like it. So here come she summons the haters to her only to
right.
tell them I'm not gonna address you. That's gotta be a mental illness. Sorry.
But
That's
but
gotta be
my thing
something.
is with Ari Spears, I'm like, man, listen, he hates everything about the culture that's like not his era. I'm like, now I know some people like that, but he's like is real terrible with it. You know what I mean? Just like get off my lawn. I don't like anything new. You know what I mean? If it's new, I hate it. Like everything. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
know, and that's just how, like that's how he comes off. So it's just like I'm like, I'm not surprised, but it's just like, when they clap back, when people clap back on him, he was probably shocked, that he got that level of that level of energy. You know what I'm saying? Then he tried to, I guess, clean it up a little bit, but it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yo, dude. I was like, man, listen. I was like, you can't really talk about somebody, like, going at him like that, and then you gotta look in the mirror and just like, yo, dude, that's not a good idea. It's
Right.
not a
And
good
then
idea to talk about somebody, then you look in the mirror like, oh shit, damn,
but in his
I look
mind, it's
bad.
okay because he can, and this is what most comedians say. they get a pass at making fun of other people because they make fun of themselves as well. So they don't exclude themselves out of their own joke. So they feel like they can just go ahead and talk about anybody else and say what they want and put an LOL at the end because they do that to themselves. And yes, that may be true. If I'm gonna talk about you, I'm gonna talk about me too. I get it.
Mhm.
But with Aries Spears in particular, this is his MO. This is what he's always done. He's always came out of nowhere when nobody asked for him and said something crazy that everybody disagrees with that made no sense whatsoever, just to get him a little bit of shine because he's not doing anything else with his life. He's
Mhm.
miserable. Just like Marika said, he is a grumpy old man. And he looks just like what he said Lizzo looks like. Now, although I've been critical of Lizzo, she does not look like the shit emoji. Like, relax. If anybody does, it would be him more than her. They're both big, black, and round. So they look damn near close alike as far as body shape. He's probably way off than her ass because she at least moves. She can move her big body. She dances. His ass just sits there and looks like the shit emoji in a sitting position.
Man, boy. And he said he had on Dirty Yankee. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh Lord. I like they even talked about the hat. You know what I'm saying? I
It
like,
could barely
boy.
fit over his head. Like, come
I
on,
like
you got the nerve to say something
now
about
now
somebody.
come on, Eric Spears. You know what I mean? You can go to Lids in the mall. You know what I mean? For real, hat $30 or something. Go pay the
Get
30.
a size 8 because that's about the only size that'll fit your big head. Get out of here.
Snapback, snapback.
It's gonna have to be a snapback because there's no fitted that's gonna fit him. The biggest fitted I've ever seen, and I worked at Foot Locker, was a size 8. Other than that, he's gonna have to be specially made. Dead ass.
Oh shit.
And even though I mean, people, I think outside of Aries Spears. I think that Lizzo, people make fun of Lizzo because it's just easy. It's easy to say Lizzo is just big, right? It's easy to say that she does all this stuff, although it's not false. We're not lying. She does do certain things that we could do without. But there are times where because she's so easily, people can pick on her so easily that they just continue to. And when, at this time, she really wasn't doing anything. She wasn't mentioning him or what he does or anything going in his direction for
Yeah.
him to say this. And he could also say, oh, I was just answering a question or I was just, responding to something that was said to me. But again, why was Aries Spears even being interviewed? What does he got going on that we need to care about what he says?
Yeah, 'cause I was looking. I was like, well, does he have a special coming up that I don't know about? No. Is he gonna
Why would
be?
he even have a
I
special
don't
coming
know.
out? What is he doing? Like, why do we care about Aries Spears at the moment? Is he trying to make a comeback? Is this his rollout to a new comedy show
I,
or some new appearances or something? What is the reason why he's in the news right now outside of talking about Lizzo or anybody else?
good question.
Because that's the only time he really pop up.
Right. Good question. Good question. Good
Go
question.
sit down somewhere and eat a salad and not a burger. And even though as critical as I am of Lizzo, at this point I'm gonna say leave her ass alone. She ain't do nothing to you.
Yeah, I agree with that. She ain't do nothing to you. Just leave that be. You know what I'm saying? I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, that's
Definitely
wild.
agree with that.
That's wild.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about this thing with Offset. This is kind of a wild story. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
Ada, if let me kind of tell people, QC is like the hottest rap label in today, right now. I mean, they got everybody on the label, but
Right.
Offset wants off the label, right? He wants to do his own thing,
Right.
and Offset hasn't been talking shit. He hasn't been, he's kind of handled it the right way. Like, like, look, I'm gonna go behind the scenes. I want out of my contract. I'm gonna buy out. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna buy out, do it the proper way, the business way.
Right.
But P, who runs QC, Pierre, who they call P, who runs
The full
QC,
government.
you
Pierre.
know, um, he's like, yo, man, we still want points on the records that you haven't even came out with that you're gonna put out. Like, dude, I'm not even on your label. I'm not giving you any points on anything that I do. You
Right.
know, and now it's going to court. You know what I'm saying? Offset, he doesn't speak much, but when he speaks though, it's pretty much with a serious tone. It's not laughy joke type of stuff, right? And
Yep.
he's just like, look, man, I'm just trying to secure my future and make sure me and my wife and my family is straight on my end. That's all I'm trying to do here. And you know what? I believe it. You know what I'm saying? I think QC and P and QC need to let that go. I was just like, man, you told him. I'm guessing, Yummy, you and your representatives told him what he would need to do to buy himself out of the contract. He does
And
that,
he did that.
so you should honor it. You shouldn't be, yo, man, we still want points off your new shit. Nah, just let that be. And you know, I'm like, man, it's crazy because it puts the like, they wouldn't they say they're still a group, but they're not a group, right? Um, all these guys, the Migos, the reason why they call themselves the Migos, they're all friends. They all grew up together.
They're
Like
aren't they cousins? Aren't they related or just
I think two of them are related, but they
okay?
all went to like grade school, high school together. I
Yeah,
mean,
they really are
these guys
amigos.
are like,
Amigos.
like, listen, if you went to grade school with somebody and they're still like cool with you now, that is actually your family. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Absolutely,
care
that's
how y'all
actually
slice.
my family.
That's your family, right? So it's like they in a tough position too because it's like, man, they got to be silent about it in public, and then they made like a duo called Neff and Few, right? Quavo and Takeoff, and they got to be
Which is a
silent on
dumbass
the
name. That
situation.
name that name don't.
Yeah, I
What they
know that's yeah that yeah that. I'd rather y'all be Quavo and Takeoff, but you know what I'm saying.
right?
Um, I mean,
Call the
but it
group QT.
yeah, I mean, shoot, but it puts it. I mean, it has to put them in a crazy position because it's like, yo, we were all on the same label. Yeah, I mean, our family wants off the label or whatever he got to do. Hey, man, will support him, but we can't really talk about it publicly because we're still on this label. So I'm just like, it's wild. I mean, obviously, Cardi B probably, Offset probably was trying to tell her like, hold back, let me just handle this. But Cardi B just had to say her piece like not long ago. She bro, I can't stand back. Nah, I got to say something, and she did. And that's what you're supposed to do for your significant other. You're supposed to say something.
Yeah, I mean, my from what I'm hearing in regards to the situation is he just came out with a song 5 4 3 2 1 this
Mm-hmm.
Friday, right? So this particular song with just him, and now with Neff and Few having their song, it looks like they're no longer amigos, right? They're
Right.
now separated. And it can get very tricky when you're dealing with record labels. We've seen so many times record labels doing some real grimy stuff when it comes to artists and trying to own their rights. We've just had this conversation with Khalees and Pharrell,
Yep.
right? With her allegedly saying that he put his name on stuff he had nothing to do with just so he can get money from her work.
Right.
Um, it can get really tricky. This new music that he's coming out with, um, maybe he created it amongst around the time that he's was with them. Maybe it's getting to the point where anything that you do while you're still signed with us is something that belongs to us.
Mm-hmm.
But P has also been, wasn't he beefing with Summer Walker as well in regards to
Yep.
some of her
Yeah.
work
He.
too?
Yeah.
So
He. Well, number one, one thing I find out is that he's a little bit messy and he's a little bit petty. Like I'm like,
yeah,
dude, you have the hottest label in the game. You should be above this kind of stuff, but clearly he's not. you know,
yeah, yeah.
that,
But
that's
the
kind
thing
of
is
wild too.
that when you dealing with breakups,
Hmm.
we can assume that they may have an issue with what's happening between Offset and the label. They could not care as well. They came up
Yeah.
with their own stuff. They came up with their own stuff first, right?
Hmm.
So who's to say that they really are having beef behind the scenes, but they kind of want to keep it quiet and don't want to bring it out to the forefront? But everybody already assumed that when they came out with their song, Offset wasn't on it. He was
Yeah.
left off of Bad and Bougie, right? So here we go. You got a situation where you got two groups. The same thing when you seen Destiny's Child come out and it was just three of them. What happened to
Yeah.
the last one? You could assume it was amicably, but you can also assume that it wasn't.
Right.
But yes, he did pay millions of dollars to get his stuff back. And for them to come back and say, "Oh well, that we want some of that too. Yeah, he sued them. So
Yeah.
he now has the lawsuit, which was filed in LA, is
Hmm.
basically saying that his initial contract was the label owning all of the rights to any music he had, plus, because I had to look this up, plus 50% of all net advances and royalties, his music compositions, and his publishing income. That is a lot.
Yeah.
So you own everything that I make. And then whatever I make outside of that, the extra money, you get half of that too. That's a lot. So in order for him to have come out of that, he had to pay buku money for that.
Yeah.
Millions.
And he probably
Probably
thought
double-digit millions.
it was over though. Like, all right, what all of this terminology has a price attached to it. And then he
Absolutely.
paid it. And now you're saying, nah, that
Yeah.
ain't enough. That's kind of wild.
That is wild, but the music business is very grimy. What
Yeah.
if, let's just say this, Mark. I'm just throwing it out there.
Mm,
Let's say Offset recorded that song in a studio that the label booked for the Migos.
right.
Let's just say that,
Right.
right? Or let's just say somebody that helped him produce that song was a producer that also worked with Neff and Few in a
Right.
studio booked by and paid for by the label.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It could be real
Yeah.
political when you're dealing with the music business, which is the reason why there was so many people that had issues with Beyonce putting 24 people as a writer on one song. Because it's
Right.
like, what is the politics included in all of that? So there could be a reason, even though it may not be just petty, it could be a reason why P is like, nah, I need to get some of that too. So we will find out in the lawsuit unless they decide to close it and we don't get any information.
Yeah.
But
I was like,
somebody
man.
somebody's gonna get paid enough to spill the beans, and we'll find
Right.
out the later.
Well, I would say, like, and also here's another thing, that QC, quality control is also battling is that I think, Drake made a play for Lil Yachty. Now, Lil Yachty, is an artist, but the big thing that Lil Yachty has done, he's behind the scenes on all of everybody on the label.
Yeah,
He helps with the writing, producing, arrangements, all of that. So I'm like, man, Drake is like, look, if I get Lil Yachty, I'm saying, shoot, I'm gonna have some more #1 albums because I already know the work this guy puts in. And I'm like, QC, y'all losing him too? I'm like, dang. I'm like, that's a rough day right there. You losing Offset, and then you're gonna lose Lil Yachty. And I'm like, and you can hear Yachty's influence on a lot of the artists on that labels, on that label. So I'm just like, man, that's wild. And I'm like, I understand what QC Lil Baby is like rolling like super strong right now. I mean,
yeah,
6 years in and he's on fire. But I'm like, man, you better hope that fire keep up. You know what I mean? And Lil Baby, I'm saying, is my favorite young boy artist, period. I'm like, man, that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my nephew's guy, so that's my guy. But you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yo, but you see, like this, like maybe 2 years ago, like this is a powerhouse, but you're starting to see cracks in the armor a little bit right now. So
yeah. Of course.
I'm just like, man, 2 years from now, we gotta see what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So I'm interested to see, in all these great labels, it always ends up being some shit that breaks it
Yeah,
apart. I'm like, you've seen it with Death Row, you've seen it with Def Jam, you've seen it, you know what I'm saying, with Bad Boy, you've seen it with
yep,
Rockefeller. I'm
yep.
like, is this what we're witnessing, starting to witness now? That's going to be very interesting, for
Because
this label.
when you're dealing with millions, right? When these labels, a lot of these labels, some of them are started by artists or musicians, right? So
Hmm.
a lot of them start their labels, whether it be their own label to promote themselves or to promote other people. Then you
Right,
have some people that start labels that don't know nothing about music, but just know that it makes money.
right.
So they just start record labels, and that's what 1501 is,
Hmm.
pretty much. That's what Meg is saying with these guys, and we'll get to that in a minute. But a lot of the times you do have where the business just don't be right. The
Yeah.
business is just not right. You want to think that it's egos. You want to think that it's other stuff. You want to think that it's all money and business.
Yeah.
And from what it seems like, P and QC, they are concerned about the money. They don't care about nothing else. If it was Offset that didn't want to break up and go solo, and it was just Neff and Feud, then maybe they would have been okay with that. But the point is, it's all about money. Every major label has dealt with this particular situation. An artist saying they want out, which for me boggles my mind that in this day and age, people are still signing these types of deals where they are pretty much owned, and they just want to be in the music business so bad that they
Yeah.
sign these deals. They get hot, their money is affected, and then they want to go solo and can't, or they got to pay all these millions to go solo.
Right.
It's crazy. Now the
Yeah.
machine behind you does give you a lot of money, a lot of exposure, a
Mm.
lot of opportunities. But then when you have that big machine behind you, and that machine is making money off of you, because we do know the artist is the last to get paid, right? We do know
Yeah.
that.
True.
Everybody gets paid first before the artist.
Absolutely.
So if he had millions to pay himself out, imagine how much QC made off of them.
Yeah. I
Want to
mean,
get that up? He's
Yeah.
not going to want to give that up. Even if Offset goes solo, I'm going to still own part of that too somehow. I'm going to find a way in the loophole legally to say, you did that in the studio that we pay for, so whatever money that song makes is ours. They're going to find
Yeah.
a way to do
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's a to be seen. Like, I just want to see, like, will this label still, because they're on top, but every label don't stay on top. And I'm trying to tell you, a great record label in rap, right, usually gets maybe, a 10 to 12 year run,
it.
and
Yeah.
then the problems start. And we're coming up on 10 for QC. We're getting close to 10. So I'm just like, man, it's kind of like a great rap record label is like, like a powerful drug dealer. They get about 10 years, and then they take you down. It's the
That's
same
it.
thing here. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
we gonna see. Now, let's move on to another artist who's having a problem with a label.
Mm-hmm.
Now, oh goodness, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm gonna tell you, you know what? Meg the Stallion and 1501 both have good claims, in this, right? Okay.
So explain to the people what's going on between Meg and
Okay,
1501.
so
Not that
Megan
anybody
Thee
would know,
Stallion
but let's inform
signed
them a little bit.
Megan Thee Stallion signed a terrible contract. Becca just said, yo, the industry really works like that. People really sign like shit deals, right? But the upfront money is what you see. You don't really care about what's on the paper, especially as an artist that's not out there and you want to break in, right? So she's seen, the check. You know what I'm saying? She with her mama, right? No lawyer there,
Yep.
no no legal aid, no somebody in the family, no law, nothing. Just you and moms, right? No disrespect, you know what I mean, for the moms, you know what I mean, rest in peace. But no disrespect. But I'm just saying, if it's you and mama and y'all ain't never been in the record business, most likely all you're gonna see is the check and then be like, oh, all right, cool, where I sign up? You know, um, this is also a thing with Meg the Stallion. Right now, unlike some artists who had like a big buzz in the streets and you hear these bidding wars that go on for artists, well, that wasn't Meg the Stallion. You know what I'm saying? I reached out to some of my people in Houston over the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Because I was asking them how that 50 Cent thing was. You know what I mean? That he had over the weekend, which I heard was crazy. They like, Mark, you
Okay.
gotta come next year. That's all they. That's all they told me. So, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking to them, and it's just like, yo, Meg, like, it's like she had like mixtapes out, and she, like, oh, girl can rap or whatever, but it wasn't like, she had like a buzz. Like, you actually really have to be really entrenched in the hip hop scene to actually even know who it was, and you didn't even know her name. You just, yo, this is the girl who be rapping. So you didn't
Right.
really even know who she was. So you
Right.
know what I'm saying? So you be like, yo, how was they able to get her to a deal that really, didn't really give her anything? Because I'm like, she didn't have a buzz. Like, it's other people who were in bidding wars. Like, it was a bidding war for Meek Mill. It was a bidding war for Rick Ross. It was a
Mm-hmm.
bidding war. Yeah, I mean, the new girl just came out, Glorilla. It was a bidding war for her. Meg
Yikes.
had none of this. You know what I mean? Because nobody really did. Is people didn't really know her in Houston, and nobody really knew her outside of Houston. So it is no bidding. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
But
word is she not really from Houston.
you know what I'm saying?
Word is
Yeah,
she's
that
from
they
San
saying that
Antonio.
now. You know. So I'm gonna say like this, right? In the beginning, I'm like, yo, in the beginning, was it a fair deal? Yes, because you're taking a chance on an unknown artist that didn't really have much buzz, right? And I'm gonna tell you how it's different for a male artist and a female artist, right? You sign to you sign a female artist signs, right? And it's a lot that goes in, more it goes into a female artist than a male artist. You know what I'm saying? Think
Absolutely.
about it.
More
I'm
money.
like, yo, she needs her hair done, the glam team, every day. Every time she makes an appearance, these
Yep.
people have to go to work. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money. So you probably, in 1501, you know what I'm saying, is ran by Carl Crawford. If you don't know who Carl Crawford is, he was a all-star baseball player that made a
Right.
lot of money playing baseball,
Which will
right?
make people think, what does he know about starting a record
Yeah.
label?
You know what I mean? And probably
Probably
not
nothing.
much. Probably not much, right? But he figured, I gotta do something with my money, right? You know what I'm saying? I think lifetime career earnings was over 200 million. So yeah, I
Mm,
got to do something with my money, right? Let's start a
mm.
record label. Not, I mean, but I'm like, man, they said he had a pretty good ear for music. That's all I know about him for the music thing. You know what I'm saying? But he
So what?
started
That
this,
don't mean nothing. You can start a record
yeah.
label.
But I'm just
Come
like, he started this record label. But I'm just like, man, if you get the right people around you, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you can have some success with it. Okay, cool, gotcha. But anyway, he starts this label, but a lot goes into having a female artist, right? Like, yo, we have to cultivate her image. We got to make her look a certain way. We got to do this, do that. I'm like, it's a lot you got to do. You know what I'm saying? So they probably poured a lot of money into the image. So even though the upfront money wasn't, was only 15,000, but man, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo,
And
a year.
15,000 is nothing.
But I'm
15,000.
just saying,
You can spend 15,000 on
yeah,
one event.
I got you. But the thing is, though, if you're talking about, let's see, it took, I think they had her for a year, and then the first song came out. So they built in her buzz, but she had this glam team. She got to look super good. She got to do all that. They got to work on all this. They invested a lot of money into it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if fellas, if y'all want to kind of understand what it is, you know what I mean? You know how like a dude get an old school car, but then he want to hook that shit up? It costs a lot of money to hook that up. You know what I mean?
Yes,
From the
it
system
does.
to the rims to the interior. You know what I mean? To paint, though. You know what I mean? Candy paint to all of that. It takes a lot of money. So he might get the car for like $4,000, but he put about 40,000, 40 or $50,000 into that car. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? So this is the same, except it's a lot more. You know what I mean? For real, with a female artist. So they put a lot in, right? You know what I'm saying? Meg's first, you know what I mean, project comes out, does well. You know what I'm saying? They starting to get some money out, right? Like, oh, everything we invested is starting to come back or whatever, right? Now, I think in fairness, 1501, after she had two projects that was out and they seen they made their money back, they could have renegotiated a little bit better. They could have did a renegotiation. I mean, it happens. You know what I'm saying?
Why? Why would they do
No,
that? Why
no,
would
I'm
they
just
do that?
saying
There's
like
no benefit for them to
I,
do that.
I get that, but I'm like Rick Ross renegotiated with Meek Mill when he didn't have to after the first deal ran. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, yo, you know what? You know what I mean? And even Birdman, you know what I mean, who's always accused of robbing somebody, right? He even
Fair.
renegotiated with Lil Wayne. You know what I mean? For after the first couple albums. You know what I mean? Just like, yo, that's how Lil Wayne got that $4 million or whatever, right? So I'm like, man, they could have renegotiated with Meg, like, yo, look, you did real good for us. You know what I'm saying? Look, we're gonna pay you out this, you know what I mean? We gonna add a couple more projects onto your contract, but we're gonna pay you out X, Y, and Z, you know what I mean? For just like in good faith, right?
Yeah.
Like good business is done like that. You know what I'm saying? But 1501, we ain't renegotiating. You sign a contract, you know what I mean? This how many albums you owe us, and that's it. Plus, you know what I mean, they get part of the show money, you know what I'm saying?
They get everything.
They
They
get a
get
lot,
everything. But I
so I
mean,
think
just a quick thought on this, right? Because she's been in the media
yeah,
beefing and complaining about her label since the
yeah,
beginning.
yeah,
So you just explained that she signed with them in 2018. So she's not that seasoned artist. It's 19,
No,
20, 21, 22. It's about she's only 4 years old in the music
4 years
business.
in. Yep,
She's still a baby,
4 years
right?
in, and she still is on the first contract. You know what I'm
So,
saying?
but think about this. You wanted to be an artist so bad that you and your mom, that knows nothing about the music business, signed to a label, a record label, a brand new record label started by a baseball player.
Hmm.
That you can't make that up. You
Well,
had to have known that you were in a bad deal. You had to have known that these people that you were signing with did not have the experience or the information to conjure up a great deal for you. They too were just finding out what the music business is about.
yeah,
At some point, you cannot keep complaining about this deal that you signed when you signed it having no knowledge. You knew that. You had to have known that. And
right,
you signed with the label, and you are the first artist on this label. You had to have
right,
known that there was going to be some breaks in the foundation. You had to have known that you wasn't going to get the best deal ever,
right.
especially if nobody knew you, which means that they had to work and work and work to get people to know who you are. And then that's part of the reason why her ass is bent over all the time, because that's all she's known for. And this latest album that she came out with did not do well.
Well,
Because people are saying we are tired of hearing her say the same thing and do the same thing. We need more out of her.
but I'm gonna tell you like this though, right? Like with you know what I'm saying, now when Meg got she fired her whoever her management team was before. I think 1501 also was in on the management. So she fired them and then got with Rock Nation, right? You know what I'm saying? Now Rock Nation usually, when they want to get somebody out of a contract, they will do a campaign to get them out, right? So Carl Crawford, I'm just like, man, he has some smarts to him because what does he do? He's just like, I'm gonna go and get the OG, Jay Prince, right? And Jay Prince is just like, yo, you're not going to just strong arm, my young boy here, you know what I mean, to get what you want. And
Right.
Jay Prince has a relationship with Jay Z, so I'm quite sure they talk often about what would be fair. You know what I'm saying? So Meg did get a renegotiation, but not to where she wanted it to be, but it was forced. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So but she still wants off the label. But here's the thing: when people talk about her music, and it's just like, yo, her music is kind of going down a little bit because it's like, if you heard the stuff that she came out the box with, those were hits. Period. Now this stuff now is like it's like
Trash.
lukewarm, right?
Her, her,
So
her, her.
it's
People
I
are
would say
saying
like
that it's people are saying that the music she's coming out with now, you can tell she don't really want to do. You can
no,
tell it's not really her. She's just doing it because that's what the people want. They want this
right,
house LGBT friendly music. So she got gay dances behind her voguing. She did like a Good Morning America performance that people trash.
yeah,
They were like, "What is she doing?" You could tell that these are not songs that she really wants to do.
right. But
You could
but
just
here's
tell
the
she's
thing
not
though,
in it.
right? This is why I always say, right, when people want off the label, and I'm like, you can want off your label and everything like that, but guess what? Guess what has to stay? The sound that you came out with that made you super hot, that doesn't go with you. You know what I mean?
No.
So those producers, you know what I mean, for that did Megan's first records and all of that, they're staying. They ain't good, and I'm just like, be careful what you wish for. Because I'm like, listen, you can get what I mean, look, right, I'm managed by Rock Nation. I'm now on this new label. This new label doesn't even understand me. They don't have the sound that I had before. And all of a sudden people don't want to hear your music. You know what I'm saying? Because they're like, yo, we want, you know what I mean, Megan, the first shit. You know
You
what I
want
mean? When
Tina
you first
Snow.
came out, we don't
You
want
want Tina
this.
Snow, right? We don't want this new voguing
Yeah,
Meg that
we don't want
you
that.
know. Yeah, and you could just tell, like, we could put, if I were her, I would make lukewarm records to fulfill my contract. And people are saying, Rika, that that's what this album sounds like. It
Yeah,
sounds like, let me just do some BS music to get,
right.
because this is supposed, quote unquote, her last album with
Yeah,
this
yeah.
particular label, and she will be able to move on out of the label after this. But the nobody's really liking the record.
I'm
Nobody's really giving her any type of
right.
shine. They don't like it. They just don't like it.
I just like, and my thing is, even when you get to your new situation, the producers you had ain't coming with you. The people who cultivated your sound ain't coming with you. You know what I'm
She's gonna have to
saying?
step it up.
That could be problematic.
She's gonna
You
have to
know?
step it up, and she's gonna have to do more than just twerk and talk about her vagina in every song, or talk about money, getting money from dudes in every song.
Yeah.
At some point, I know that there was a big stretch in music where that type of music was hot. That's why the City Girls made it, because we know that my Young Miami can't rap, right?
Yeah.
We know JT's a better rapper than Young Miami. That's not even an
True.
argument. That's just easy. But there was a big stretch of music where that was cool. It was
Yeah.
twerking. It was getting money from dudes. It was, everybody got that wet. Those days are over. It's
So
starting
now
to
you got to move to something else.
do
You know?
something else. And
And
she's at
she
that point where she has to do something else to get
and
her
yeah,
fans
and
back. People are
she's
not
not
feeling
doing
it
that.
now.
But if you look at the artists, you know what I mean, that were doing it, Cardi B, City Girls, they're actually evolving into other things. And
Because it's
Megan's
getting
still stuck
old,
in
Mark.
this same lane.
It's getting old. It's
You
getting
know?
old. I've been saying that for a long time. This is
Yeah.
another reason why I'm not a big Meg fan, because I just don't like the music she's put out. That's just me. I just don't like it. But other than that, her personality is like, girl, we have seen this so many times.
Right.
We have seen it so many times. Outside of you and your butt cheeks, what else do you have to offer? Because it's getting old, and for her to be 4 years in her career, she's still pretty new. For people to be already tired of her stuff is not a good look
Yeah. I'm
at
telling
all.
you, I think the last time when she came to concert here, and it was at Powerhouse, right? And she, the crowd's expecting, they want to hear the hits. And she was playing like, her newer stuff, and the crowd was just kind of, we not feeling that. We want the stuff, for that made us, move, shake, have fun. This ain't it. So I'm just like, man, listen, when she finally gets off the label, I'm just like, look, hopefully she can get, for the records that she needs, because the records she's came out with last maybe year or so, they ain't been it. No matter who she got the feature on it, I'm like, she paid Future 250, and that song ain't it. Ain't
That's
it?
that's trash.
I
She's
mean,
gonna have to reinvent herself.
yeah. Of course, Future gonna take the money. Shit, Two of 250's 250. I'm gonna take that. But even Future could, if you put Future on a record and he can't make it hot, then the song was just bad to begin with. Future makes a lot of shit hot. You know what I'm saying? But he couldn't make that one hot.
I
Okay.
guess.
You know what I'm saying? Let's move on. You know what I'm saying? DJ Khaled's God Did album.
God did.
Yeah. He yelled that all night. The MTV Awards. I seen like the first part of it, but anytime that he was on, God Did. You see him on YouTube, God Did. I
Yeah.
get it. You know what I'm saying? We get it. We're gonna talk about the album, for real briefly first, before we get into, for the main attraction. Personally, my favorite song is the song with Jadakiss. You know what I'm saying? On that
Oh, the
album.
Jadakiss interlude.
Jadakiss, he's Jada, man. It's nothing else you can say about that. Jada's the man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, seriously, I was just like, when people say, when he would say top 5 dead or alive, and then you like years later, and just, Jadakiss actually lived up to that.
He
He
really
actually
did.
lived up to what he said way back when. I'm like, man, it's something to be respected. You know what I'm saying? Because when people start talking about the top 5 now, I'm like, Jadakiss is in it. He's in a lot of people's top 5. I mean, all time.
Yeah.
Ever. So
Yeah.
that was my personal favorite. There's a couple other tracks I liked on the joint. You know what I'm saying? The one with Lil Baby I thought was good. A couple others, I thought were good. And of course, you know what I'm saying, the song with, the great Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Lil Wayne was excellent on that song as well.
Right.
I was just like, man, before we get to Jay-Z, I was like, people were saying this about Jay, like, man, he hasn't rapped like that in a while. Guess who else hasn't rapped like that in a while? Lil Wayne.
Wayne,
And
yeah.
Lil Wayne came through, and crushed it. Rick Ross, I'm very disappointed, brother. I'm very disappointed in that verse right there. I'm like, man, this can't be the same guy that gave me diced pineapples that way.
Way back.
Amsterdam, you know what I'm saying? Hustling, you know what I mean? You can't be the same guy that gave me those records to come with a verse like this. I'm like, Rose, if the Wingstop, you know what I mean, for real, media blitz is bothering you, just let us know. You know what I'm saying? You can say that before your verse. Listen, man, this Wingstop thing getting to me, man, but I'm gonna try to do my best. I'd have gave you a pass if you would have said that, but Rose, Lord, come on. You know what I'm saying? That's that. It's like if I wouldn't have known who Rose was, I'd have been like, listen, whoever this dude is, get him off the song. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised. I'm shocked that I'm like, man, because that's the first really terrible verse that I heard from Rose in my life. I never thought he had a terrible verse. I mean, terrible. And everybody has their bad days, but this was really bad. Rose, come on, man. You know what I mean? You could do better. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Yeah, I mean his verse. But Becca, what'd you think about the album?
Well, this is not my music. I will
Okay,
never ever go and look
got you.
for a DJ Khaled album and listen to it. But I wanted to listen to it and give it a try because there are
Okay.
some songs of his that I do like. So I like the one with Drake. I like the intro. Of course, I
Yep.
like God Did. I like the one with Kanye, Use This Gospel.
Yeah.
I actually did like that one. And then the
Okay.
only other ones that I liked was the Jadakiss interlude and the reggae one. These streets know my name, I think it's
Oh
called.
yeah,
These
yeah,
streets
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was
these
hot.
streets know
That was
my
hot.
name.
I like
Those
it.
are the only ones I liked. Other ones I skipped. I like 30 seconds into it, I skip, skip,
But
skip,
you
skip,
got you
skip.
got to do that. I mean,
I
shoot. Listen.
I I try to
Yeah.
listen to these new artists. I just can't. I'm sorry. I
But
just can't.
the
Maybe
beat
I'm an old
gotta.
lady. Maybe
I
I'm just
No, but you know what though? I'm gonna say like this. When you listen to any song, right? The beat gotta hook you pretty much in the first few seconds. Like it got to. You know what I'm saying? Like if the beat don't hook you, then it's just like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I feel, right? If the beat don't hook me, right? And some people be telling me like, yeah, man, this guy, you know what I'm saying, for he can rap his ass off, blah 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 blah. But I'm like, but this is the beat. I can't rock to this. Like, you know what I mean? The beat's
yeah,
trash. Like, I don't
yeah.
care. I don't care if a guy can't rap. I don't care if he can rap. I don't care if she can't sing. I don't care if she can sing. If the beat is trash, or at least I think it's trash, right?
Hmm.
I cannot take it any further. This is like one of them, you on a date with a chick and you know you're never going to see her again in life. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, like I'm really not going to hang out with this chick no
Right.
more.
So you just do your
It's
best to
one of
get through
those
the
type
day.
of things.
Well, I did listen to it. I listened to it while I was working. So that way I wouldn't just be sitting there, trying to listen to music I'm just not into. But I will say that a lot of people actually like this album. And again, this is what the music is right now, so I guess so. Me, I kind of feel like music doesn't have any emotion anymore. It's not feel good music. And I know that not all the music needs to be feel good. I know that there's some points where your music is supposed to have a bunch of different messages.
Right,
Happy, sad, you talk your shit on some songs, you want to be
right.
lovey-dovey on some songs. And Rika's telling me to go back to listen to Father of Aside. That whole album was good. I guess so, Rika, but I'm not a big DJ Khaled fan, and I don't listen to none of the people he have on his songs like that. So for me to sit and listen to a whole DJ Khaled album is a lot. It is asking me for a lot. I only listened to this one because I know we were going to talk about it today, and
There you
also
go.
because a lot of people have said that this was supposed to be a really good album. So I like some of the singles that DJ Khaled put out, but I could not take a whole album of DJ Khaled. And
Right.
another one, and I can't do it. I don't know. It is just I just have not. I don't have that gene that has adapted to this new music. I'm an old lady in my playlist. My playlist is stuck in the 90s. I did like the Kanye song. I think Eminem did that particular song I actually did like with Ye and Eminem on it. It was really, different. It didn't sound like the usual Eminem that I'm used
Right.
to. Not that wasn't Marshall Mathers that I was listening
Right.
to,
Gotcha.
but I liked it. I
Okay.
enjoyed that song. But all the other ones with all the littles and the futures and the past and the presents and the currents, I can't. I just can't do it.
Man. You know what? I'm
I
trying to
can't
tell
do
you.
it.
You sound like my sister with the new R&B singers. She doesn't like any of them. She doesn't like Summer Walker.
Nope, I
No
don't either.
Janae Aiko.
I could do
Who's the
Janae
other
sometimes.
girl? SZA. She don't like any
No,
of them.
no scissor. I don't ever
She
understand
don't.
what scissor is saying. Never.
You
I
know.
never understand what she's saying.
Cause I asked, I'm like, what about her? Nope, her neither. I'm like,
Her
good.
is okay, but after 3 songs, her voice is very monotone and every song sounds the same. So I can only
I'm
do
like,
a
man,
couple of her songs too.
So I'm thinking I would just hop over to the male side, right? And I'm like, Bryson Tiller. She's like,
No.
no, right? And she like the first album, the production, his first album, his production was fire, but I don't like him. Just don't like
For
what he
me,
sang.
I think I need range. And for a whole album, I need range. And
Right.
sometimes people's like Drake's voice gets annoying after the fourth or fifth song consecutively. At some point, he sounds like a computer to me, and I can't do it. So I can listen to singles, or if there's a particular Drake song that might come on at the, if I'm out somewhere, or if it's on a
Mm,
playlist I listen to, then I can do it. But at some point, he sounds like a computer. I can't do it. Her voice is very monotone. Every song sounds the same. Her and that damn guitar, whatever the hell she's playing, every damn song. For
sure.
some reason, I just can't do it.
Okay.
Call me old
Gotcha.
school.
Hey, let's. I understand. You know what I'm saying? We'll put it like this. This singing, you know what I mean, ain't sound nothing like jukebox yesterday on Power 3. But we'll leave that for tomorrow. We'll leave that for tomorrow, though. You know what I'm saying? We'll leave that for
And
tomorrow.
jukebox didn't even sound like jukebox. I said
You,
the same thing to my husband. I said that's not the same jukebox from season one. But okay,
yeah, you know, I
whatever.
like sheesh. I like,
Bruce
man,
Already
I was
really
impressed
as the
though.
boy that played RZA in the Wu Tang thing. They just like come
Yeah,
on.
I'm not. Listen, Beck, I'm not ready to deal with RZA and Wu Tang. I'm trying to wrap my mind around this because we're probably going to end up talking about it. You know what I'm saying, for us in the next couple of weeks. But I'm not ready to talk about it yet. I'm just,
That actor
yeah.
playing RZA
Sit.
on Wu Tang has got us. He's
You,
got to be stopped.
part of me wants to go
He's
back and
got to be
watch because I thought it was a good show, but then I'm like, but that means I have to watch him though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, Beck.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not
you know what I'm
ready for
saying?
that.
Because he sounds like this and talks like this the whole damn show. And I don't understand why. Because I can't stand it. I fucking hate it. And you guys
Yeah,
got to do better. And you want to be a rapper. And I can't stand it. I hate it.
yeah.
Oh my God, I
I,
can't. I hate it.
I'm trying to get my mind ready. I think I'm gonna have to talk to Sean because Sean's gonna have to coach me up on this one. If you can coach Sean, if you can coach me up on watching Wu Tang, you know what I'm saying, season 1 and 2 again before season 3 comes out, I would appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But somebody gonna have to coach me up. I'm not mentally there yet. I'm
Well,
not
I'm
there.
going to their concert when they come here.
Yeah,
So
but that's a
hopefully
yeah,
I
me.
get a little
I'm
bit of
going to the
better.
concert too. That's the real Wu Tang. I'm just, man. If I happen to bump into RZA, maybe I mean, you know how when they say, you know, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. I think
Yeah.
I might just be like, yo, RZA, man, you're a great producer, and that's it. I think that might be the only thing I have to say to him if I bump into him. That's all I have to say. I have nothing else to say, you know. Okay, so we got to get into the main topic. God,
Hey.
yeah, I mean, for a Hov on God did, hashtag Hov did, because the hashtag ran all weekend, right?
Hey.
Now, you know what I'm saying? Here's the
Hey.
thing. It's a lot of questions to ask, right?
Yes.
Um,
So let's
I'm
first,
like,
before we go into it though,
okay,
I do want to read some of these lyrics because
all right, go ahead, read.
some of them were like, okay, so we talked about Ross on the album. A lot of people, I've listened to a lot of people give their commentary on it, and a lot of people have the same understanding. Is like, why is Ross on this song, right? When you got Wayne and you got Jigga, you don't need Ross on it. But I think that he was on there for a reason, right? It feels like it was kind of like a setup. It was good. It was better, and then it was the best. I think that's kind of how they stair stepped it in this particular song. Because Ross, again, I'm not a big Ross fan, so His voice sound like
But
his voice to me sound like he got to
but
swallow.
but Becca,
Because
right?
some people
Even
overrated.
not being a Ross fan, you can't say that you didn't like diced pineapples. I mean,
It was good. It was
yeah,
good.
I mean, come
I
on
can
now,
listen
you
to
know what I'm
it
saying?
every
That's a
six
good record.
months. I mean, I can listen to it every 6 months. It's okay. But
Okay,
Ross
yeah,
to me
okay.
always sound like he got to swallow, like something in his throat, like either swallow or like gargle or just drink some
Yeah,
lemon water and clear your throat because it sounds like he's talking and chewing at the same time.
right,
Like
gotcha.
I don't know. Anyway, but his verse is okay. Wayne's verse though, Wayne talked that ish too.
Hmm.
Wayne
Yeah,
really went in, and that was, I think, for me, that was one of those times where even though I was ready to just fast forward to Jigga's verse, um, when I was listening to Wayne, I was like, okay,
yeah,
Wayne talking his stuff too.
yeah.
Like
This
he's
is
letting y'all know,
I
yeah,
like when Wayne was doing his thing. I'm just like, man, I'm like, he had me going back. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, 6 foot, 7 foot. You know what I mean? For real, fireman. It had me going back there. I'm just like, okay, Wayne, this is the Wayne that I've been wanting to hear for years now. I like, man, glad to see you back, partner. You know, and of course, I mean, we're talking about Jay, and Jay, I would say like this: we heard him on the Drake album, we heard him, I mean, for a song with Khaled, very subpar, not usual Jay Z standards, but I think he came back, and you want to see your legends, look right. You want to see
yeah,
him look right, and I think he looked right on this.
right,
But then, obviously, after the listen, the controversy comes. You know what I'm saying? And it started right here because Jay Z stands, not Jay Z fans. Jay Z stands. Oh man, that's the best verse ever. That's the
right.
whole best verse ever. I'm like, okay, you're going too far,
Yeah,
right?
some people, a lot of people said that. So let's get into the verse to see what people talk about. So he
Okay,
started
so
off by
let's
saying,
go to the verse.
so he started off by talking about billionaires, right? And he said, how many billionaires can come from Ho's crib? I count three. Me, Ye, and Ree. Bronze and Rock Boys, so four technically. I left the dope game with my record clean, huh? I turned the cocaine into champagne, huh? Okay, I'm not a rapper, y'all, so just,
Yeah,
bear with me. But he
yeah,
was talking about how he was talking his shit,
yeah,
Mark. He was just giving it to him
yeah,
like a lot of the times people say Jay-Z is the king of double entendres, right? He is the
yeah,
king of just,
yeah.
you
He
think
is.
he's talking about one thing and he's talking about something else. So a lot of people were saying that he's referring, when he says God did, like Hov did, he's referring to himself as God. Like he's referring to all the things that he did in regards to his music career and his rap career, and kind of putting his resume out there. Like,
Right,
yeah, I started cooking on a stove. Yeah, I started selling drugs. I made trips to Bmore and all of that. Yes. But even throughout his whole career, you can see his evolution. And a lot of people are not liking this new informative, self-aware, spitting some game type of Jay-Z. They feel like it's too much. They feel
right.
like maybe it's not, like, okay, Jay, we get it, you're a billionaire, you've done a lot in the music business. But some people feel like he may be over, extending his legacy in
Yeah,
that point, right? So he's
right.
talking a lot of stuff on this particular
Yeah.
song. And I'm I'm a what in the words of Joe Budden, I'm a Hovenger. Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you this.
Yeah.
It's great.
I,
It
I,
is a great verse, but I can see where people say that. All right, Jay, we've had enough. Okay, we get
yeah.
it. Like Jay-Z, and a
I,
lot of people feel like some of the other artists in the music business kind of suck up to him, and they don't really have to. It's
yeah.
like
I
Jay in
mean,
the building. Oh my God, everyone stop breathing. It's like, yeah, I ain't really got to do
yeah.
all of that.
I get that, but my thing is with this verse, right? It's
What's up, Jamal?
some people. Yeah. Well, more. You know what I'm saying? Some people, especially the Jay Z stands, right? I think a Jay Z fan and a Jay Z stand is different. A stand just gonna co-sign whatever he do the moment he do, right? It's gonna be the
Me.
best. Now, to me, while I thought the verse was good, I was like, personally, because I'm like, man, we go back with Jay over 20 years. I'm like, listen, I think I got 5 verses that are better than that.
A
You know
lot
what
of
I'm
people
saying?
think
That's just my opinion. you know. But was it good? I liked it because the reason I liked it is because he he got back to himself, and that meant something. You know what I'm saying? You want to see, you know what I mean, your icons, your heroes, you know what I mean, your favorites, you know, do their thing right. You know what I'm saying? The last couple times he was out, he was subpar. So I'm glad that he came with this. So I was just like,
I
man,
mean, he's pretty much saying to you, like in this particular verse, along with some others, he's
mhm,
pretty much saying that a lot of y'all have a lot of shit to say about me, whether it
yeah,
be that I'm taking all the money, or whether I'm taking all the business, or whether I'm trying to school y'all and I ain't that great of a teacher. He's pretty much saying like there's a line in the thing that says, y'all saying that people don't know me internationally, niggas on the road did. Like he's saying, you saying people don't know me, but people know me. Like
yeah,
I'm Jay-Z. Like, yeah,
yeah,
y'all are talking all of this crap, but y'all act like I'm not the go to this. He mentioned about his beef with Meek Mill. He was like, I got him out of a bid. Like we could never have beef.
yeah.
And a
And
part of
me
that,
co-signed it. And me co-signed it. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
You
A
know,
part of it is like, listen, I'm gonna let y'all talk all y'all shit about me, but this verse, I'm gonna shut y'all up.
yeah.
Like
And
a lot of y'all, and I think, and even Jay-Z said this in other verses. A lot of people, like you talking about wanting to, a lot of people who are the GOAT themselves, people call Wayne the GOAT, right?
yeah.
People call Jadakiss the GOAT, right? A lot of
Mhm,
people who say that they are the GOAT, those people have all credited Jay-Z as being the GOAT, has all said he was the blueprint, quote unquote, pun
yeah.
intended. He was the one that really schooled a lot of people in regards to don't just be a rapper, do some other stuff. Make sure you invest, get your money from
Mhm,
other places. Because a lot of Jay-Z did not become a billionaire from his raps,
yeah.
from music. Music
True.
got him into a lot of places. It opened a lot of doors, but he also saw the business part of it and took advantage of that and made a lot of connections and a lot of money doing the business stuff.
Hmm.
Whether he bought a business, started a business, and then sold it, a lot of people do that. A lot of people get their business, they may start it, eventually it gets so big that they can sell it and sell it for a lot more than what they was making from it.
This is true.
You know what I'm
This is
saying? He
true.
got the Barclays Center. He bought the Brooklyn Nets. Like there's a lot of things that Jay-Z did that a lot of rappers have not been able to do because their money is not long enough.
Yeah. You
And
know.
hate,
Yeah.
that hate can sometimes make people feel like he like a Lizzo. He's easy to hate. Jay-Z, okay, yeah, whatever. He's the greatest rapper alive. Okay, moving on. Right? Because like how many people are gonna say Jay-Z's the bomb? I mean,
Yeah.
he's the
I
bomb.
mean, I say like this, right? To me, I think what it ended up morphing into was, yeah, Jay Z stands at one end, right? And
Hmm.
then you had people who hate Jay Z at the other end, right? And people like me and you, Becca, were crammed in the middle of this mess, which I didn't really want to get into, to be honest with you, because I'm like, I don't agree with either of y'all, right? No,
Right.
this is not the best verse from Hov, and no, Jay Z is not trash. Like, yeah,
Right.
so I'm not going to agree with either of y'all, right? And then you had the people that were trying to slide in the middle with us, right? Like, yeah, the verse was good, but they say but, right, and then give like a backhanded ass compliment, right? I'm like, yo, listen, if you don't like dude, just say that. You don't have to yell me and give like, oh yeah, the verse was good, but it could have been this, or but it could have.
Yeah.
Nah, we don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? For a while,
Yeah.
why don't we just appreciate what's going on? You know what I'm saying? And then they want to bring up other artists. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute. You know what I mean? Because this happened to me a number of times in my own city, right?
Yeah.
Just like, you talking about this joint. Oh, well, Black Thought, you know what I mean, had an album that came out. I like, dude, you don't even like Black Thought and you from Philly. You know what I mean? For real,
Nobody
just
talking about
stop.
Black
You know what I
Thought.
mean? Stop. Like, seriously,
Yeah.
Black Thought ain't even co-signing what you're talking about right now. So stop. You know what I'm
And
saying?
a lot of the artists that people are mentioning, like I said before, they credit Jay-Z as being their number one.
Yeah,
Your favorite rapper's favorite rapper.
yeah. I mean, you got to think, right? Jay-Z was out long before his first album was out, right? So I'm just saying, you
Yeah.
talking about young Jadakiss, young Beanie Siegel, young Meek Mill, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, they all, every single one of them, gave Jay-Z the credit. Kanye, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, man, now his contemporaries, that's different. You know what I'm saying? Like when somebody, is like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, this is like my, like a brother to me, but he's like a competitor, right? So the relationship, you know what I mean, between him and his contemporaries like Nas and Biggie, that relationship's going to be a little different than it is with the guys who come after you. The guys who come after you going to show the respect because they grew up off your music, just like we did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
you don't see no guy, like he came out in '02 or '03 or '04 and he's trashing Jay-Z. You don't where? Not
I mean,
nobody prominent.
some of them have. Some of the new artists may not understand why so many of us, you know, um, have so much love for Jay Z.
Right.
Because same thing with the Nicki Minaj and Missy Elliott situation. They weren't outside then. They didn't know anything
Yeah.
about what's going on. They don't know. They don't know Blueprint Jay Z. They
Right.
don't know. You know. Back in the day where he was really in Marcy Project selling drugs and
Yeah.
allegedly shooting people, right? They may not know that Jay-Z. They only know this new reformed new 444 Jay-Z. They don't know, Black Album Jay-Z. They don't
Yeah.
understand that situation cuz
Yeah.
my favorite Jay-Z album is the Black Album.
Gotcha.
When he allegedly retired. But we knew he wasn't going to retire. Like, come on, Jay-Z. You still
Yeah.
got 30
Yeah,
more years
man.
of raps than you. We knew he
I,
wasn't going to really retire.
yeah, but I mean, I'm gonna say like this, right? I just like, all right, now it's some young me for like young artists who don't remember Jay Z like we remember him, right? Now I know young me for that money phone thing, like, yeah, people wasn't feeling that comment from Jay Z, but these are people, I'm saying that
Feelings.
aren't from the same era either. You know what I'm saying? So they just, why you trashing what we do? You know what I mean? Like, and that's legitimate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's just like it's talking from a different era. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I mean, I can respect how they feel about it, but they're not talking about him, the music. They're not talking about him, the artist. They're talking about a man saying something. You know what I mean? That we think is dope. We think is dope that we do, and this man's trashing it. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't feeling it. That's fair. You know what I'm saying? I just like, all
Yeah,
right,
that sparked the conversation of old heads, right? And
yeah,
what the old heads know about the new stuff, right? And a lot of the littles and all of these people that y'all listen to right now, they can't unless they are true arts, true students of the form of the art form. They're not going to know anything about the old Buster, the old Nas, the old Jay Z. They probably don't even know that much about Biggie because
yeah.
that's way too far back for them. Their old school rapper would be who? Who would their old school
Yeah.
rapper be for new people right
And
now?
for them, it'd be Lil Wayne. Like Lil Wayne is probably, but you got to understand how things evolve, right? I'm just like Lil Wayne is your goat, but Jay Z is his goat.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? So, like
right.
all of this stuff, you know what I mean, kind of gets passed down, and you know what I'm saying. And here's the thing, you know what I'm saying. Now, some young boys, they mess with Jay Z because they heard the stories with Lil Wayne and Jay Z. They heard the stories with Meek Mill and Jay Z. They've heard the stories with 21 Savage and Jay Z. So
That's
it's
the
just
new
like,
Jay
oh,
Z. That's the new Jay Z. They don't
you
even
know,
know about the old Jay Z. They don't know about
nah.
the Jay Z in the '90s.
But the thing is, though, when you hear those stories, it will make you go and listen. Like, yo, well, if this is my one of my favorite rappers, and y'all mean they say they talking, y'all mean we're putting a lot of respect on this man's name, I gotta go
Hmm.
and listen to him to see, y'all mean what
Hmm.
I think. And then it's like, you build some type of bridge, and that's the way it should be done. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Where it can be, it can all correlate together. You know what I'm saying? So I
But you got to
think,
really study music to know that, though, Mark. And that's a lot of that may be one of the reasons why I don't. That's one of the reasons why I can't listen to the new rappers now because I'm more of an R&B than
right,
her music person than a rap person
Gotcha.
anyway. But I did listen to a lot of the rap in the 90s. I was okay with that. It wasn't like I couldn't listen to it and just been disgusted
But
by it. But
but here's
they
the
don't
thing
know
though.
anything about that. They just the way that
Right.
they are doing music right now and the way that these rappers are making their money right now is not the same way that
No.
our rappers made it in the beginning. You talk about get it out the mud is a different understanding for our rappers than these new rappers. They really
Right.
did have to make their money, and their popularity and their fame came from a different type of footwork than the current artists
Yeah.
have to do. The current artists don't have to worry about actually selling physical copies of their
No.
music, meaning that somebody is so much of a fan of yours that they will spend their money, they will stand in line, they will buy your album 2 or 3 times, one to actually play and one to store away like they do Jordans, right?
Hmm.
That they will actually go to a signing where they will stand in line after they don't already stood in line to buy your album. They will stand in another line to have you sign the album. These meet and greets that people are doing right now meant something way different back in the day where you was outside on the street literally standing in line for hours just so that you can get a handshake and an autograph from your favorite artist. It wasn't
Hmm.
even just rappers, singers did it too, comedians did it too. So right now it's really different. Somebody can just go to the phone, download your song, 2 seconds. It's very
Yeah.
easy right now to get, if you're popping, it's very easy to get basic number 100,000, right? Versus, could you imagine actually spending the money to print and package 100,000 CDs, ship them out to the Wiz, Radio Shack, Target, where
Hmm.
you would have to go to buy your CDs at, and then that shit is sold out, and you really mad because you went to
You
go
ain't
get it,
get it.
it was
You
sold
ain't get
out, and you
it.
were not able to get it.
Yeah.
Imagine
Yeah.
that. Imagine that film. That's almost like how people who really studied music even before our time, how they are with records, with
Yeah.
vinyl.
Well, I would say like this.
Fans
The thing,
do it like
I
that.
think it's always going to be obstacles in each generation. Like to me, the obstacle with this generation now is like, the labels or the people, putting up the money. There's like, listen, if it ain't a hit record, what I mean, we don't even want to deal with you. So it's just like, yo, so these kids feel like they got to make a hit every single time, and that's impossible because you're just not. It's not going to be that way. You're really going to have to develop the music. You know what I'm saying? But
Yep.
the way that they're feeding them is just like, look, man, we need a record on steroids. This thing needs to be a hit. It needs to be played all over the radio, all over TikTok, and whatever else. It has to be that. If it ain't that, then we don't want it, and we ain't giving you no money. You know what I'm saying? So
And that's a
it's
lot of
it's
pressure
tough.
because a lot of people are not making that type of music. And when
You
they
know?
do try to make it just for that, then you end up with a Meg the Stallion situation where you can tell that that's not really what they want to do, but it's TikTokable. So they just do it. And they perform it on stage and it's whack and nobody likes it and the audience looks like they're bored because this is not what they want to see from you.
Yeah.
Most back in the day, all they had to do was make sure it banged in the car. And when they went
Hmm.
to perform it at Hot 97 Summer Jam, the crowd went crazy.
Yeah. But I'm like, man, I just wish more artists would. I understand, what a record label might say to you. I understand what a person, who has money who wants to invest might say to you. But I would say like this: if it's in your heart to actually do music, then do music. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, some people are able to make multiple records. Some have real meaning. Some are for the party. Some are for that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just like, you know, I was like, most of them don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So then it's like, all right, now you only down to hit records. So your first one was a hit, but they ain't like the second one. They ain't putting it out. So what you gonna do? You know
No.
what I'm saying? So I'm
And
like,
then
you
you
gotta have
gotta
a
build
you
your
gotta have a
audience
plan
back up.
beyond that.
You gotta build your audience back up because right now
Yeah,
the attention span is very, very
yeah.
short.
So
So
I'm
if
like,
you're not making no hot songs,
but
that's
you
it.
kind of see the guys, who stay around, who hit, and I'm like, but when you look at their stuff, they making real records. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're making stuff that vibes with their audience, right? Some of it's parties, some of it's streets, some of it's, some real situations they went through. But the artists
Hmm.
who are just making it for the hit, you could tell who they are, and those artists don't last. The ones, you know what I mean, who had the biggest record last year, ask where they are this year. They're not even around anymore. They still playing the old record. Like, oh, that came out 2 years ago, but they
Yeah.
still playing it though. You know what I mean? Because it's heater, it's a heater. But I mean, look at Bobby Shmurda. Bobby Shmurda had the hottest record in the world. Went to jail. They still 6 years later, they still played that record, and
Yep.
he ain't been able to get another one. He's out. I got
Yeah.
to tell you everything you need to know. Like, you know what I'm
And been
saying?
dancing everywhere, but hasn't come out with no music yet.
Yeah, nothing, you know what I mean, for this credible. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, man, it's just not going to work that way, So, you know what I mean? So getting, back to this whole thing, right? You know what I mean? And we're going to answer this question right now. Is Jay-Z overrated, or is he still the GOAT, right? And I believe it's always more than one GOAT, especially, you know what I mean, for when it comes to rap. But is he overrated? No. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? For you to be overrated, just to me, right? You couldn't have put out a lot of good records and be overrated. I just don't, I'm like we talked about Blueprint, Blackout, Reasonable Doubt. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Volume 2. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, what's the other one? You know what I'm
Even
saying?
people slept on 444. That was his most honest, vulnerable album.
I'm
And people
just
didn't really like it. People did not like American Gangster album. They didn't like that at all. That was the most one that people was like, yeah, out of all the Jay-Z albums that
yeah.
he could have just not
I
did that
think
one.
I think the Jay-Z album I could throw away is Kingdom Come. Probably
Okay.
that yeah, I like, even for me, and I'm a Jay-Z fan. Listen, like, I'm always going to have allegiance to Jay-Z because of what he did for my city. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Always. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Yeah.
man, without Jay-Z, there's no Beanie Siegel. Without Beanie Siegel, there's no State Property. And we don't have that wave of talent, you know what I mean, to end up
That
getting
came
on.
through Rockefeller Records.
Yeah, I'm just like, and really, to be honest with you, if it was no Beans and State Property, we don't get Meek Mill neither. We don't.
And let's not even act like, and I know people don't want me to mention this person's name, but so what? Let's not even act like he didn't have it ever with R. Kelly, the best of both worlds. That was a big thing. That was a really big thing, him and R. Kelly going on tour and that whole situation that happened with him. Rika says Kingdom Come and Blueprint 3 was Somebody said that they liked that might be Tyson, American Gangster soundtrack. My
I thought that was okay. I thought that was okay.
my favorite Jay-Z album um is the Black Album, but
Yeah, Black Album solid.
Watch the Throne is a close second.
Thrones, you know what I mean, for him and
Magna
Kanye.
Carta
Yep.
is a close second, third. Like,
I'm gonna
you
tell you
know,
that Throne show.
that
I
Watch the
got the
Throne
I
album
got
was
I
ridiculous.
got to go to the show when it came to Philly. That was something special. I was
Yeah,
just
I
like,
saw him the 444 VIP when he came to Charlotte.
okay,
And
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, the
And
Black
see, some
album
of
is
that stuff,
a
you just like, I might not get to see this again, so you gotta go. Yeah, I mean, you gotta go. I might not get to see it again. We gotta go. Like,
yeah.
I feel that. You
Yeah.
know,
And
um,
I do get what people are saying about him being overrated. It's like, how many times can someone be great and we see them be great? And it's like, okay, he's great. We get it. All right. He's the bomb. He's the go. Ooh, Jay-Z, I get it. Some people are just tired, like, if you're so great at something and you're consistently great, at some point, it sounds crazy to say, but some people are like, all right. All right. Like they kind of
yeah,
want you to fail or want you to be bad just so they can have something to break up the monotony of you just being so great. So I get it. People saying he's overrated because people say the same thing about his wife. People say
yeah,
Beyonce is overrated, and let's not act like she's not actually singing and dancing. That's not a hologram. That's really her doing that.
right,
And Jay-Z really does go into a studio or wherever he is, hear a beat, move his lips a little bit, go lay it down, and that's it. He really is that good, and it burns people for him to be able to do that because a part of me feels like they are not able to do that. I feel like Wayne could do that.
yeah,
Wayne
hmm
can definitely hear a beat, go lay down Hot 16 like die line, die line, die line, and then go home.
yeah.
I feel like Wayne could do that, and I feel like him and Wayne are somewhat, you know,
Well, that's why he wanted Wayne
close.
on Rockefeller. I mean, that's no secret that he always was trying to get Wayne to get on Rockefeller or Rock La Familia after that,
Right.
and trying to
Right.
get him away from Birdman. You know what I'm saying? You know,
That's
that's
what
true
he
story.
going with.
You know, but I'm just like, to me though, I'm just like, listen, I was like, the guy, you know, he's made a lot of good music, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, you know, you you'll reach your peak, right? And then you might level off a bit. It doesn't mean you come crashing down. It just
Yeah.
means, you know what I mean, like anybody, you level off a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
might
like,
plateau
man,
a little bit. Yeah.
you know, I'm just, you know, even the best, whatever field you're talking about, right? Whatever field you're talking about, and you could take the GOAT, right? The GOAT in each field. Denzel Washington with acting, Michael Jordan
Absolutely.
with basketball. Everyone levels off. I'm like, so you're telling me, you know what I'm saying, whatever Denzel's last movie, you know what I mean, that came out, compared to your favorite Denzel movie of all time, you're telling me, you know what I mean, for the two, you know what I mean, for a neck and neck, they're right there with each other? Probably not, in your
They,
opinion. You
they might
probably
not match
thinking
up.
whatever you thought his favorite movie was better. You know what I'm saying? Just with Jay, like, your favorite album is the Black Album, right? He
Hmm.
came out with albums after that. You thought they were good, but they ain't as good as that. Like, that's
Yeah, that Black Album
that's
can't be a
life.
chokehold.
That's life, man. You know what I'm saying? Nobody just stays ascending and keeps climbing the ladder all the time. Even with what Nas is doing now, right? You know what I'm saying? And these last three projects were heaters, right?
Yes.
I like, guess what? Nas' first two albums better than all three of them albums by far. Like, it ain't close. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? For real. You know, hey, Sean. Sorry, bull. Last
Right.
three Nas albums, you can't compete with the first two. You
I
know what I
might play
mean?
that Black Album tonight just cause
You
that Black
know,
Album
I'm just
is
like, yo,
good.
so no, like, nobody stays ascending. You peak and then you slowly come down, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the great ones, right? They don't really they push Father Time as far back as they possibly could push it.
Yep.
That's when you're great. That's when you're great.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You know, like, now if you fall off a cliff, right, then that means you had a nice run, but now it's over. If you fall off a cliff, then you already know where you stand, you know what I'm saying, in the GOAT conversation. But if you don't fall off a cliff and you have a nice, graceful way back down the mountain, then that means you were great. And that means you can
Yeah.
continue to knock out some greatness here and there. That's when you great. So don't tell me Jay-Z's overrated, because he's not. He's one of
Yeah,
the
I
greats.
don't think so either. I think it's for me, I like the fact that he will come out, drop verses, and then just go back and disappear, and then, just kind of chill and does the rest of his stuff in the background. I
Right.
kind of like that. I could do now, don't get me wrong. Jay-Z want to put out another album. I'm definitely going
Oh
to
yeah,
get it.
absolutely.
Don't get
Listen,
that twisted. But I don't think that he's overrated. I just think that he's consistently great. And a lot of the times people have an issue with that, especially because he's one of those people that can talk the talk and walk the walk.
right.
So a lot of stuff that he's spitting about is real stuff that he's done or
Yeah.
can do or is currently doing. And that bothers people because it's like, all right, no one is that good, right? There's got to be some dirt. There's got to be something that's
Mhm.
going on with Jay-Z that's real bad. He can't just be this great all the time. And I'm sure that there is. I'm sure that there is. But when it comes to the rap game and when it comes to him spitting, he definitely is really good at that and has been consistently good at that for over 20 years. So let's not take that away from him.
Yeah.
Um, are there other people that is just as good? Yes,
Yeah.
Lil Wayne just showed that he could spit just like Jigga. He could do it with no problem
Yeah.
and still get people to go crazy. Like everybody's saying Jay-Z verse was the bomb, but don't forget about Wayne. So he's not. A lot of people are saying we could have did without Ross, which sucks because his verse wasn't horrible. It just wasn't as great as the other two. But
Yeah.
Wayne is still another one of those people that people can have this same kind of argument. Is Lil Wayne overrated or is he still the GOAT? And a lot of people be like, nah, he's still the GOAT. He's still good at what he
Yeah.
does.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
Rika saying that, she always wondered how Biggie would have evolved over
Oh,
25 years.
he,
People,
he'd have been a goat. He'd have been a goat.
I think
He'd
Biggie
have been
would
a
have been
goat.
in that comment. I think that song
Yeah.
probably would have been Biggie, Wayne, and
I,
Jay-Z. It could have been,
I'm,
easily.
I'm like Biggie, man. Still,
Yeah, Ross
you
was
know,
outside Rico.
Biggie, Biggie's still one of them. My personal goat, my brother's personal goat. Like,
Yes.
we'll love Biggie all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, the thing is, though, I mean, I'll say this, that I'm like Jay-Z. Really, I think the great thing about Jay-Z is his consistency. Consistently, he's
Yes.
been good over a long time.
Yes.
Now, I mean, it might be a couple missteps, here and there, but everyone in life has those. You know what I'm saying? And here's another reason to me where people just, I ain't really feeling Jay-Z. Because Jay-Z kind of he's a braggadocious guy. And
Yes.
some people don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you see other guys who do that, and they kind of not feeling, right? In all forms of entertainment, once again. It's just like, man, they have these type of people, and it's just like, I ain't feeling this bull. Why you not feeling them? And he always be talking like he the shit. Like,
Because he
I
is.
was like, yo, man. I was like, he does some really cool shit. So, he could talk like that.
Right.
I'm just like, man, I'm like, he ain't the only one that can talk like that. But I'm just like,
Right,
man,
he can back it up.
I like some people don't like people like that. I'm just, what I mean? Like, I like it happens. Trust me, you know what I'm saying? Even just little old me, it happens to me. So I'm just like, I can imagine what it's like for guys like that. You know what I'm saying? Can't stand Mark. You always be thinking not really. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, man, I mean, but if you go talk to me about something that's in my wheelhouse, I was like, listen, you know what I mean? I'm sorry. I understand you got your story and whatever you got, but I lived what the story you're talking about right here. So yeah, I can talk about it. Can't talk about everything, but shit, you
I'm
asked
just
me
talking
about.
about this.
I was like, but this though, I was like, man, that's like if somebody asked me about Miami, like, well, what part you want to know? You know what I'm
Somebody
saying?
asked you about Philly.
Like
You could
shit,
go
that's
all
my
day.
city. I like shit, Philly, my city, and that's my second city.
Right. That's like
Come
me
on,
in
man.
Brooklyn. People be talking about Brooklyn because I've been where I am now for almost 9 years. They're like, oh, yeah,
Yeah,
you probably know
but you
about the old
still
Brooklyn.
BK, like. Yeah,
Like,
I mean, what you need to know
Brooklyn
about
stand
BK?
up. Like, get out of
I
here.
I could tell you where that was. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I could tell you about that.
I can tell you about Brooklyn. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
know
could
more
tell
about
you about
Brooklyn.
that. Becca thinks no. I'm from Brooklyn. You know what I mean? I'm from Brooklyn, and I
Brooklyn.
love my city. Yeah, I
Yes.
could tell you about Brooklyn. You know
Sure
what I'm
can.
saying? Yeah, yeah. What you the all authority on Brooklyn? I
Yes.
like to say I am. I like to say I am. Matter of fact, you know what I mean? I see nothing wrong with that.
I've been inclined to agree. I
You
agree with
know,
you. Right.
yeah, you know what? Where Biggie and them stay, they stay right here on this corner. I could tell you what happened on this corner when I was on this corner. How
Right.
about that?
I was in Biggie video. What you
Yeah,
talking about?
what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So I think that part, people who kind of lukewarm on Jay-Z are kind of don't like him. They definitely don't like that part.
It's just hate.
Talk
I
like
think it's just hate. Really
somebody
could just
frown their face up. You know what I mean?
because
As soon as
Jay-Z
you,
don't bother nobody. He really don't bother nobody.
yeah,
He disappears. He comes back, does a couple of 1-2 things, and goes back to his corner. So he really don't bother
yeah,
nobody. So
you know,
if at this point, if you got anything to say, it's because you might not like some moves that he's making. But
yeah,
it's clear that he's made some strategic
yeah,
moves. And they all may not have been great
uh,
moves, but he's been able to maneuver for the past 20 plus years well. Well,
yeah,
a lot of people in the business go to him for advice and for
yes,
help. He has helped a lot of people, a lot of y'all favorite
yes,
rappers get out of jail from doing stupid shit that he himself learned to not do anymore. So
yeah.
just, get a
And
notepad.
I'm gonna say like this: the coolest thing about Jay-Z to me, right, is that whoever he had beef with, right, except Dame Dash, you know what I'm saying?
Accepting.
You know what I
And
mean? But
Jazzo.
every just about everybody else he's made peace with, and he always finds a way to make peace. I remember the Beanie Siegel Jay-Z thing, and that was getting serious. And what does Jay-Z do in true Jay-Z fashion? I'm going to talk to Freeway, because Freeway and Beans are best friends. I'm going to talk to Freeway, and then we're going to squash this. And what happens? It gets squashed.
Right. Even his on again, off again bromance with Kanye.
Yeah, it gets
You know what I'm
squashed.
saying? Like it's just
It
how
gets
it is.
squashed.
And
It gets squashed.
I think people are starting to realize that he's non-threatening. Like he's over that beef stage. Even with him and
Yeah.
Nas, like he's over it. At this point, they're making so much. All of them are making so much money. There's really no need to
I'm
be
gonna tell
beefing
you.
about anything
I think, yeah, I mean, to
anymore
be
ever.
honest, I think, yeah, I mean, for the Jay Z Nas thing, I think, like, we don't know it, yeah, I mean, for, as fans, but I think, yeah, I mean, for they're probably more like brothers, yeah, I mean, for real, than probably people really know.
Oh,
I
I
think
absolutely think
this,
they are.
but
I
this
think
is
they
the,
have a lot of business talks
yeah,
about how to make more money.
but,
I absolutely
but this
believe
is
that.
the relationship that Kobe had with Michael Jordan. And people thought they were beefing all the way up until, I mean,
It's
Kobe
dead.
passed away. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Michael Jordan tells the story. He's like, nah, man, it's my little brother. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But he's like the brother who would go at it with his brother. You know what I'm saying? Now, being the brother who would go at it with his brother, I know that type of relationship because I have that with my older brother. You know what I'm saying? So I know exactly what that looks like. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? You
Can't
know,
say nothing.
and I'm just like, man, just like, what I mean, for like, Sean, what I mean, I consider that my brother. You know what I mean? But yes, I'm going to be confrontational with Sean. You know what I mean? Don't mean they ain't my brother. Just means we having a kind, we gonna be confrontational that day. That's all. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, it happens. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But, you know, um, we gonna give our final thoughts on this whole thing, Jay Z. You know what I'm saying? And we dropped a lot in here. But Becca, you know what I mean, to sum up Jay Z, then the now, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Hmm.
Everything in between. We going
Huh.
all Jay Z right here. Just whatever
Oh
you
my.
haven't put out there, put it out there.
Well, I'm gonna go to one of my favorite Jay-Z verses as my final thought. And I've mentioned this on this pod before. This is from his album. He goes, I see, I said, jealousy, I said, got the whole industry mad at me, I said. Then B, I said, ho, remind yourself, nobody built like you design yourself. I agree, I said, my one of a kind self gets stoned every day like Jesus did. What he said, I said, has been said before. Just keep doing your thing, he said. Say no more.
See, now that's a
Favorite Jay.
mic drop moment. That's a mic drop moment right there, right? I'm not even going after that. I'm not even going after that. That's the final thought. That's how we gonna wrap this thing. I'm gonna just shout out these sponsors real quick. Bobby Blackjack TV, Strim, you know what I'm saying? Channel 6, Apple, 1 Mile High Radio in the building, you know what I'm saying? For the team, you know what I'm saying? Becca, Sean Stacks, Street Team General Tayson, Tina B, Nick J, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what it is, man. So I was like, man, we just going, just do that right there. Yeah, definitely bars, definitely bars. You know what I'm saying? And I love how Becca, y'all mean for kind of did it and then enunciated, y'all mean for see that's that theater coming out, that enunciation. Y'all mean see y'all don't even understand that. We gonna get into that at another later date, but that's that enunciation anyway. You know what I mean? But shout out to everybody who was rocking with us and everything like that. And you know what I'm saying? Tomorrow we come in the Mervin Tayson show. You know what I'm saying? We're talking House of Dragon. You know what I mean? Obviously, that's the Game of Thrones spinoff. And Raising Canaan, Power Book 3. We're talking that Wednesday. We have no idea what's in store, but we're gonna be talking about something or other. So I'm like, man, stay tuned for both of those. And that's it. We out. You know what I'm saying?
Catch y'all next time.
Peace.
Peace, y'all.